Billy got it bumping. Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Put a dude in this place, he out cold. With a tombstone, grapple the waist, get laid flat. Can't escape, nowhere to go, the cage match. It's on now, when I spot him, it's no problem. Everybody stone cold till they hit with the rock bottom. Sharpshooter, I won't miss him like Bret Hart. Like Al Snow, they gon' need him a head start. I just might catch a better body than Mickey James. Get acquainted with the name, we bringin' the pain. Like Kane in the ring, all I see is red. Paul era, Undertaker, I can see the dead. John Cena putting hands in your face. 10 DBS, keep a milli on the waist. B2TF, better stay in your place. Or get SmackDown, play it safe, what you talking about?
Welcome to the latest episode of Boot to the Face here on YouTube and all of your favorite podcasting players. I'm Chris Rucker along with my host E.J. Reed, and we are here to talk some pro wrestling. How's it going, E.J.?
Going pretty well, man. Back in South Carolina for the holidays, just trying to rest up, refresh before going back to work next week. Holidays are always like a reset. How's it going on your end?
It's going pretty good. Working out. Kids come over tomorrow, we're recording Christmas Eve, so this will probably come out Thursday, but kids will be here tomorrow and then back to work on Thursday. So no rest for the weary.
That's what they say, right?
We got a pretty good bit to talk about this week, EJ. We got a pay-per-view coming up. We got the NFL winding down. We got an announcement from AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery about what's happening with Max. As usual, Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week and Power Rankings. Let's get into it. We'll try not to keep this episode too long, but
I'm glad you found stuff. I thought it was a pretty slow news week. I was like scraping and scrapping to find stuff.
No, I think the Max is a big thing.
Okay, well, let's get into it then.
Well, AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery just announced that Wednesday, January 1st, will be the first live simulcast of AEW Dynamite. So if you don't have cable, which a lot of people don't because they cut the cord, but you have Max, you can now watch AEW Dynamite. I don't know if Collision's a part of that or not, but I know Dynamite is. And then right after, if you don't watch it live, it'll be available to stream. That part I love because, as you know, I don't really watch a lot of live wrestling, and I use a website to go watch it on that you told me about. So this is going to change the game for me as far as AEW goes. I'll be able to watch it a little bit better. And then on top of that, their entire library from their start in 2019 all the way up to the past couple months will be available starting Wednesday, January 1st. So the rollout, you're hungover January 1st. You want to go back and watch the first episode of Dynamite. You want to go watch Sting's last match at Revolution. You want to go watch Moxley attack fucking Jericho and Kenny Omega at that first pay-per-view. What was that, Double or Nothing? It's all going to be on there, kind of similar to what WWE is on Peacock. And I'm digging it. I've been waiting on them to get a streaming service like this where you can go back and watch things, so you don't have to buy a hard copy DVD of stuff. So this is big news for AEW, man. And they might, who knows? Maybe people watching Max will discover one of their crazy ass matches and they'll gain a new fan here and there. But I think this is big.
So from what I read about it earlier, or whenever I read about it, they are starting with 2019, and that's going to be the only thing available at the moment. And then I think the current episode is going to be available, and then they're going to slowly roll out the following years, like 2020, 2021, 2022, 2024, so forth. That's what I understand about it. 2019 is going to all be available on the first, and then over the next few months, I guess. I think WWE Network did it. Yeah, I think WWE did it a similar way too.
I'm reading it again now, and I could see how it says that. I didn't take it that way the first time, but yeah, I guess so.
Either way, it's still pretty dope. Um, I'm curious because it's just like with the Netflix rollout, we're probably not going to know numbers and stuff because Netflix they're not obligated to share with numbers, but you got to think like being on a streaming platform that's going to bring in a lot more eyes and people could go back and watch it whenever they want to as well. So
Right.
I'm I'm curious what's going to be like the metric on whether this is a success or not, but I'm hoping that it is, man. I think Collision is going to be available too. I think they're going to be streaming on Max as well.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know a lot of people with DVR anymore because most people are getting rid of cable altogether, and everybody's just kind of watching streaming services and trying to pirate or Sling or something like that that doesn't have DVR because the shit's so expensive now. So I think if they can look, they may not release the numbers to us, but Warner Brothers will know what the numbers are. And if they find AEW to be financially beneficial to them, it shouldn't be hard for them to gain another contract after this, right? Like Netflix can tell you this is the most streamed thing in the country this week. Like they have a top 10 when you go on there. I'm sure Max can do the same thing. And Warner Brothers will know, hey, AEW's kicking ass on here. Like more people are watching this shit than anything else we got on the platform. Or they're number 7. Or they're number 38. Like, what the fuck are we doing wasting all this money on them? You know? Like, I don't think it'll be hard, but like I said, I think this will be a lot better. The one thing I don't like is their pay-per-view schedule. One, they have more pay-per-views than they ever have, and they're still $50 a pop. From everything I've read, they're just going to give Max subscribers a discount.
Mm-hmm.
I subscribe to Peacock. I get WWE PLEs for free. You will gain a lot more subscribers of AEW to Max if they don't already have it, if you put those pay-per-views on there for free. And much like the network, hey, you don't want to buy the network? You can pay $50 for the pay-per-view. And people were still doing it back then. So I would still leave the pay-per-view option out there, but I would definitely be like, look, man, y'all pay $12 a month, no commercials. You get everything that's on Max, and you get fucking AEW pay-per-views for free.
Maybe this is a test run to see how it goes with the discounted prices, but maybe if it's viable in the future, maybe they will just put the whole pay-per-view on as the option. But I guess we got to find out, see how that plays out. But I was reading that ROH is most likely going to go to True TV. What do you think would be a better option, them going on True TV or being like Max exclusive?
I think Max exclusive would be anything on a streaming service. I think it's better than a random fucking television channel that nobody looks at. Who the fuck watches True TV?
People that want to see Impractical Jokers.
Is that what's on there? I thought it was like murder mysteries and shit, like murder documentaries.
It used to be that, like it used to be like, First 48 stuff like that, but then they shifted over to more so just being like reality TV and whatnot.
Yeah, so, I mean, at least it's better than it being on a paid paywall, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't think a lot of people were paying for ROH. And truth be told, ROH is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm very ROH heavy in my power rankings this week.
There goes some foreshadowing right there. But yeah, anything to get them off of that app is going to be good. But yeah, I was hoping that it'd be like a Max exclusive, people tune in Thursday for ROH. And I think out of the gate, they probably might get more eyes than TNA because TNA's stuck on access. It's the only thing that's keeping TNA, I think, from the next step because they're doing well as far as selling tickets. They're going to be in USB for, I think, Slammiversary, Long Island Arena, but Access TV. But they're tied to that Access TV because they're owned by the people that own Access TV. So I think they're stuck there. Anthem owns Access TV.
Yeah, but that was the problem with ROH back in the day. Was Sinclair owned it, and they just kept them on that little weak-ass cable network that not a lot of people got. If they learned anything from that, you should try to get, even if it's just like the CW or is Access that channel that had all the concerts and shit back on the day owned by Mark Cuban?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people have Access though.
I know.
Get on something that damn near everybody I mean, I say it like it's easy, but I think TNA should be looking to not expand the size of their arenas, because TNA is doing really well with the crowds that they do have, and those crowds want to be there. But I think they need a bigger television reach.
I do think that as well, but Anthem is like holding them back, like you said, like the Sinclair and RH back in the day. Anthem's like, we're not going to shop you to a different channel. We want you to be on our channel.
Yeah, but nobody gets your fucking channel, Anthem.
Well,
or at least make your channel more accessible to this country.
If they were smart, they'd be like have like a second run on like a Hulu, like a stream, kind of like what NXT did. Like have the replays on Hulu or something like that.
Or put the replays on their own app. They got an app, right? TNA, what's it called?
Nope.
TNA
Plus, nobody checking for that. I think the second run is on the app. I was saying Hulu, I think would be a good look, but I don't know the logistics of that. But yeah.
I don't know. It seems easy because we're comparing everything to WWE. Like, why wouldn't TNA put their fucking pay-per-views on there for free? I'd subscribe to it. $10 a month. Take my money.
Oh, what? Their own
app.
Mm.
Yeah. Put your own pay-per-views on there live.
So it's kind of interesting because they have their like monthly specials and then they have their pay-per-views. I think they only run like 4 or so pay-per-views per year, and then the rest are, even though they're special events that are exclusive to the app. But either way, I think both of us usually just watch on the website, so they all just look like pay-per-views to us anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the event we went to last month was a monthly special, whatever, exclusive to their app. Ooh, I can't remember the name of the thing we went to. Final Resolution. Sacrifice. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, one of those two. But
so that's the news coming out of AEW, is they're doing that starting January 1st, and then of course January 6th. Calm down, Chris Jericho. WWE's first Netflix special, Monday Night Raw, where apparently it's confirmed that The Rock is going to be there. I haven't seen that, but people have been tweeting that it's confirmed Rock is going to be there. You got Roman versus Solo. You got Punk versus Rollins. You'll probably have Jey Uso versus McIntyre.
Liv,
I believe the crowning of the... What's that?
Liv versus Rhea.
Yeah, and then I believe it hadn't been announced yet, but I'm pretty sure the Intercontinental Women's Championship will be decided that night. So it's going to be a big night. Probably more than 2 hours, which is what Raw is now. Which runs into another topic that you said SmackDown's going to be 3 hours now?
Yeah. It's been confirmed.
When's that start?
At the beginning of the year, or either I think not this weekend, next weekend. So yeah, the first January show. Which,
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, me either. It's kind of a bummer, but
I feel like SmackDown is perfect for 2 hours. Like, I like most of the people on it, but I think stretching it out to another hour is just gonna like piss me off.
It's gonna water it down, and I get it. It gets more talent on, maybe some of the mid-carders will start elevating. Got Carmelo trying to, find his footing. Maybe that'll give him some extra shine, but I don't like it, especially if they're gonna like force things, because SmackDown was like the A show in the Fox era, and now you kind of got the positioning out of the Raws on Netflix, and we're down to 2 hours. We'll see how. I think we would have heard something by now if Raw would have been like set on 3 hours. I think now they're on Netflix, they could go with it however long they need to go. Hopefully that's not 3 hours, because we don't even know how like the ads and commercials gonna work on there. So I think Raw is gonna be positioned to be the A show again. They're gonna be doing transfers and whatnot, and I just hope SmackDown doesn't suffer from that because the past 4 years, I guess, from the pandemic forward, man, SmackDown's been one of my favorite shows to watch. So I'm hoping it doesn't suffer.
Bring Becky back and put her on SmackDown.
Yeah, that might happen actually.
I never liked. I know this is random, but I never liked Becky Lynch on Raw. She was always a SmackDown wrestler. She was the first women's champion on SmackDown. She was the first. I think she was the first draft pick for SmackDown. Like them putting her on Raw just because Rollins was there and they didn't want to move Rollins. Like I don't know. It was always just an awkward fit for me.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even like her with the red Raw belt. Like the blue belt was the one she belonged with. Like that was synonymous with Becky Lynch.
See, for some reason, like in my mind, I correlate like Becky before she got hit in the nose by Nia as a SmackDown one, but when she got her attitude changed, I correlate her with Raw for some reason in my mind.
That all happened on SmackDown. She was still on SmackDown after all that.
I know for some reason, I don't know. She's been on Raw for so long. I can't
Yeah.
even, she when she came back and beat.
She won a SmackDown belt.
Yeah, she won a smack from Bianca, so she was on SmackDown for a while. They did a little belt swap, stupid belt swap. I don't know. I feel maybe in my mind she'd go either way, but I get associating her to SmackDown because that was like the rise of Becky Lynch. But she could do it all.
Speaking of Charlotte, EJ, it's time, buddy. She's coming back. I feel it. There's just like, when you can feel like something bad's about to happen. Like, there's stories of people being like miles away and they have a family member die or something, and like they just feel this fucking darkness come over them. That's how I feel right now. I feel like there's a cloud coming towards WWE, and I can hear it faintly going, "Woo!" This is gonna be Charlotte and Naomi. All right. In the whodunit, it's got to be one of them two, if not both.
No, I hope Charlotte stays away from that. Far, far away from that.
This is how we get Bianca and Charlotte at WrestleMania. They've wanted that forever.
It's gross. I mean, I saw rumors of that when I was looking for news stories, but I purposefully left that out because I didn't feel like talking about Charlotte. They're saying that, like you said, her return is imminent and she's coming back as like a super mega heel with allegedly some new character foals.
Oh, I didn't see any of that, but I don't know who else would have attacked Jade. Besides, and we'll talk about this. I guess we can now. Naomi is now one half of the tag team champion. She took Jade's spot. Her and Bianca defended the title successfully. Naomi has these little quirks in her character lately that lead me to believe she's the one that attacked Jade.
I definitely think she did it. Now that she's got the tag team belt, that's definitely like a motive to be the person that took Jade out. I mean, if it ends up being Charlotte, I'm gonna be highly upset because that doesn't make a lick of sense.
Now let's think about this. Before Jade came onto the scene, Naomi and Bianca were cool. Mm-hmm. And then when Bayley needed help, Naomi was like, "Yo, like that's my girl. I know she did some bullshit." And Bianca's like, "No, fuck that bitch. Like I don't like her." And Jade was just kind of like rocking with Bianca. But when Jade got there, like Naomi just got pushed to the side. Like it was Naomi and Bianca, and then it was the three of them, and then it just became Bianca and Jade, and Naomi was just out there kind of doing her own thing. She was going for the title, but they weren't like helping her. So I mean, her heel origin story has some legs behind it. But like to take Jade and throw her through a fucking windshield, bro, that's like that's some dastardly shit. And I like it. I don't know why. I think like the sweetest woman in the world is Naomi, right? She's like super nice. Even on TV, like she rarely gets rattled. She's just like one of those good-hearted people. And sometimes the most good-hearted people can be the worst fucking people when shit goes awry. You listening, Cody? So if it's Naomi, I'm gonna love it. Last time she was a heel, what was she, a funkadactyl?
I don't even know if she was a heel. Then she was a heel with Sasha Banks and Tamina.
They weren't heels. They were just black.
Well, and Vince's and Triple H's eye, that means you're a heel.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, that's the last time I could think of. That's when I first started getting back into it too. Ever since then, she hadn't been a
I was
heel.
there the night in Atlanta when Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky debuted.
Oh yeah.
They got Stephanie called them up from the Raw. That was a lot of fun. I was sitting there with my ex-wife and she was like, "From NXT, Becky Lynch," and I like lost my shit because I just discovered Becky Lynch like probably 2 months before that, and then she had wrestled Sasha Banks in NXT Takeover, and I was like, man, I really fucking like this chick. Like, I didn't know a lot about her. Like, I didn't see her before she turned the steampunk thing. So I went back and started watching a lot of it. And it was just like a perfect storm. And then we go to Raw and she come out. I like lost my shit. My ex is looking at me like, who the fuck is this? That's Becky Lynch.
Yeah, on a side note, it's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know why. It's how they just give the belt to, like, they just gave it to Naomi basically. They did the same thing with Piper Niven and Chelsea. I think they just gave it to Piper Niven. She's like, I'm your tag team. Like, you don't have to do a whole, because I know they say that, the women's tag team belts are cursed. You don't have to do a whole tournament again, but why don't you just vacate it for that one and then just, all right, y'all two are the number one contenders for the vacant belts. Just did it like that.
You're right about Piper Nevin. She just kind of bogarted her way in there. But Naomi wasn't recognized as a tag team champion until they won that match. So it was they didn't say it, but they kind of said, "All right, we're stripping y'all of the titles, but you get the first crack at it, and you and Naomi can wrestle." Because if you notice, Bianca took both the belts out there, and Naomi didn't get to hold one until they had won the match. So she wasn't technically a tag team champion yet until they won that match.
Yeah, but they didn't, like you said, they didn't say it, but they like their actions. They just say it. I mean, this is for the vacated titles. This match, this main event, is for the vacated title. That would have been plenty easy, but that's just me nitpicking. But yeah, I think Naomi did that shit. But it's gonna be interesting seeing how it plays out, how they weave and tie the stories in.
I think Naomi did that shit.
She did, man. But all he was in WWE.
You know what I didn't like either?
What's that?
I didn't like how Drew. Well, I don't know if it wasn't last week. It was the week before. Drew came out there and fucking jumped Jimmy Uso, and in the very next segment, they didn't even go to commercial break. He was backstage with Nick Aldis, and Naomi and Bianca walked up on him, and Naomi sitting there like smiling and what? This man just beat the shit out of your husband.
I didn't even catch that.
She didn't be like, "Shut up, bitch," and none of that. She was just like standing there with Bianca, like, I want to be tag team champion.
Yeah, talk about stand by your man. The opposite is laughing.
Jimmy, you should went on ahead and hit Mandy Rose back in the day.
I didn't know that was a possibility.
You don't remember that storyline where Mandy was trying to hook up with Jimmy to get at Naomi? She came out, she had like a little Mandy Rose t-shirt on, and when she took it off, it was like a little bra cut up that said day one-ish on it, and she invited him to a hotel room, and like they had a whole storyline.
Was this pre-pandemic or during the pandemic?
This was after Uso Penitentiary stuff started. But yeah, it had to be pre-pandemic because pandemic stuff was all bloodline shit. So
yeah, and then she was with Toxic Attraction a lot.
Yeah, this was when she got changed. She got moved to SmackDown though before she went back to NXT.
Yeah, it's probably when I was still in California. Had a lot going on at the time. I know I watched it, but I just can't remember it. It just slipped through the cracks.
Look, man, Naomi is a great looking woman, but you got to be a strong motherfucker to turn down Mandy Rose.
Even if it's a storyline and you playing a role.
I've been like, you sure, Vince? You sure I can't just kiss her a little bit? Like, all the times you kiss Trish? Hey, pervert?
Otis got to do it.
Otis got that juice.
Got something.
He went from Mandy Rose to fucking Maxine Dupree.
I know, right?
He had somebody in between, didn't he? Wasn't there somebody else involved with Otis?
Nah, I think it was her and the Maxine.
Anyway, Naomi did it. Guilty. Next case. You know, I almost feel bad too. Like, we're a black podcast. We sitting here turning black folks against each other, but she did that shit, like you said.
We're not doing it. It's Paul Levesque.
Yeah. He's like, y'all want to be on TV?
Doing
'Cause
criminals.
if you don't, I can get Charlotte to be the one to attack there. And Naomi's like, nah, I got it.
I wonder what show you think Charlotte's gonna go. Probably SmackDown, I guess.
She's gonna be so mad if they put her on SmackDown and not Netflix.
Well, whoever's the champion on either show, Charlotte's taking the belt from. So maybe she takes it from Nia.
You know, I wouldn't be mad if when Becky comes back, her and Charlotte are on the same show. I think it's been long enough. A feud with them wouldn't be bad. Hell, a friendship with them wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't be mad at that. Just put them together.
When was the last time Mania, the New York Mania, where they tripped that triple threat? Was the last time they feuded?
I mean, they had the Survivor Series match when they were both champions that they had, and then they've crossed paths a couple times since then.
Oh yeah, what was that when they threw the belts at each other? Were they feuding at the time?
Yeah, and then they had to wrestle at Survivor Series after that.
Okay, so that was like 2022 or so, 2022.
It was by the way, great match. They beat the shit out of each other. If you want to see a hard hit, matter of fact, if you want to see a hard hitting women's feud, Charlotte and Becky got a couple bangers in there. That fucking last woman standing match at what's his name? Evolution. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where the all women's pay per view. I thought the match with the triple threat with Ronda was good. I know people kind of shit on it because it was late at night at like 1:30, but if you go back and watch that match, like that was a really good match. But yeah, that last woman standing and their match at Survivor Series a couple years ago, like you could tell they didn't like each other.
That's one of Survivor Series where they working snug, where they have live rounds,
It's I could be crazy. It felt like it was live rounds that were happening.
You know, got a little extra time. Maybe I'll go back and watch that during this holiday week.
And I mean, I'm pro Becky over anything, but I felt like once Becky got to a certain level of popularity, Charlotte basically stopped selling for her and was like sandbagging a lot during Becky's demand run whenever Charlotte and her were in the ring. And then whenever they were doing promos, I felt like Charlotte was kind of going in business for herself, like trying to talk over and yelling. And I don't know. It's just, I don't like Charlotte. I like Becky. I could be making this up in my head, but I feel like a lot of other people saw the same thing that I did too. Like she no-sold a lot for Becky and a lot of that shit. Anytime they get in those little brawls and shit like that, like I felt like Charlotte was trying to big dog her.
Sounds like Flair behavior to me.
This guy, all over social media in the worst ways possible.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
Apparently he owes somebody $41,000 from like 20 years ago from no show in a fucking event.
Ain't no way they're recovering that. The statute of limitations is up.
Kerry Silkin, I think was his name. He used to run ROH. Ric Flair was tweeting something out, and he quote tweeted him and was like, "Yo, how about you give me the fucking $41K you owe me?" And then Flair was like, "I'm gonna be on Busted Open tomorrow and tell everybody why Kerry Silkin's a piece of shit."
I gotta listen to Busted Open. Here.
It was one day either this week or late last week. It was within the last like 4 or 5 days.
Drama, too old to be going back and forth like that.
Well, fuck, you 70 years old, man. Sit your ass down somewhere. Let bygones be bygones. And next time you sit your ass down somewhere, please don't let it be next to us at the bar and you bring them fucking weirdos with you.
Man, you stole the words out of my mouth. I said, well, you saw him sitting next to us at the bar.
We're probably the only wrestling fans in the world that were mad Ric Flair sat next to us.
I don't like to see people destroy themselves and after being on life support a couple years ago. Like I'm not condoning that.
That boy's knocking them vodka cranberries back.
Yeah. Well, yes.
And then you know how a vodka cranberry is like a dark red color almost? His was like pink. It was so much vodka in that motherfucker. Like it was almost clear.
Hey man, I guess you want to go out like how you want to go out, but
Go out on your shield.
yeah, basically, yeah. But you know, it is what it is.
Well, I guess we can get to World's End. That's this weekend. I'm sure it's a stacked card. I don't know the card off the top of my head, which we're going to get to in a second. But
Yeah.
one thing I'm always saying,
Go ahead.
no matter how bad AEW's doing storyline wise, no matter how down you can be on the company, when it's pay-per-view time for AEW, goddamn, it's go time.
I think it's early in it because like we said in 2025, it's supposed to be going to small arenas, and it basically kicked off, I guess, with I thought like I'm enjoying what they've been putting on TV. They were at the Hammerstein Ball for Collision. They recorded Dynamite for it. That's gonna be airing on Christmas, and then they did Final Battle. Shit looked good on TV. What's that?
I love the look of the
Yeah.
Hammerstein Ballroom with the like layers of levels for everybody, and then the people on the floor. That shit looked phenomenal.
Yeah, and it looked good on TV. The crowd was like, it was like a throwback AEW crowd. The crowd was going wild at ROH and the Collision I watched. So I think this is a good look for them going forward. Like I said, they do like 5 to 4,000 K for TV, Collision and Dynamite. Go to the arenas for the pay-per-views, and then all in at a baseball stadium. I think that's the formula they need to do. And then maybe over time you start to see the crowds build back up, and maybe you can start doing big arenas for TV. But for right now, I think they need to stay in that pocket.
So in March, when they were here in Atlanta, and they were in Lawrenceville, technically, that was a smaller arena than Phillips Arena. I think you can fit probably 3,000-4,000 people in there, but nobody wanted to drive up there and go. Like it was probably, honestly, it's probably like 700-800 people there. Like half the place was empty. So when I go in January 11th, they're actually going to be on campus at UGA.
Oh.
And the place only fits about 1,000 people in there. And I'm really hoping that it sells out. They had to do some kind of recon to show that like college students at UGA love AEW. Because why else would you go to fucking Athens? Like there ain't shit in Athens. Besides UGA, I'm going up. Me and my buddy Joey, we're gonna stay overnight because it's like Athens is like an hour and a half from here. So we're gonna drive up Saturday, check into the hotel, go grab dinner, a couple drinks, and then we got front row seats. And then go party at UGA afterwards. And who knows? Maybe we'll have some stories with wrestlers and shit like that. Because if you're a wrestler, why wouldn't you go out when you're in a college town like UGA?
I know, right? All the co-eds. Yeah, I think they'll be able to fill it out, and I think it's gonna look and sound good because college students, what else they have to do except get drunk and go watch some wrestling?
Yeah,
I think it'll be fun.
So I think you're right, man. I love the look of the Hammerstein Ballroom. And like you said, it was like a throwback to the 8. Like the crowd was there for it, as opposed to 1,500 people being in an 8,000 seat arena. And they're there for it. They're excited, but you can't hear them because the place is so fucking big.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it took them so long to do this, but I'm glad they did it. I think it's going to come off better. I mean, look at TNA. TNA does like 1,500 seats, and that shit looks great.
Yeah. So I think AEW is gonna do that formula, and if you build it, come. People start to see, crowds excited again. Like, I'm gonna go out there, and I like how they're hitting different markets too, because I think diminishing returns are a result too to keep going back to the same markets. And I just went to this last year. Why am I gonna keep going every year?
Right.
So spread it out too. So,
Also, when it ain't but 1,500, 2,000 tickets, motherfuckers are more liable to buy them early to make sure they get in.
exactly.
When you start seeing it's a hot ticket, but there ain't but a couple thousand of them, then who knows? Maybe you raise the prices a little. Speaking of, Monday Night Raw's here 2.5 weeks after AEW. I'm traveling to go watch AEW, getting a hotel room, staying overnight, and I'm sitting front row. And that's still cheaper than sitting in the Phillips Arena or State Farm Arena to watch Monday Night Raw.
It's a
These
shame, man.
motherfuckers are forcing me to be all elite.
I don't think it happened just because there is a global brand and people. It's a family event. People gonna want to take their kids. You give your kids whatever they want to an extent, but they play around though. They might start pricing out the fans, man, if they keep trending this way.
And AEW's got fucking Big Boom and AJ on there now.
Boom! Yeah, I saw that on Collision. They bring the Boom out there with Ospreay, but like I said, I don't think it'll happen just because how big WWE is. But I don't know, never know. But yeah, man, this pay-per-view kind of snuck up on us. We got World's End this weekend, and it's some spoiler alerts because I didn't even know this. So if you don't want spoilers, then don't pay attention to this first two matches we're about to predict because this is my first time seeing it too. The Continental Classic semifinals are going to be here. And match one is going to be Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher.
Ooh. I'm going to do Kyle Fletcher.
So you don't think they're going to 50-50 book it?
No, I don't think Ospreay's going to win it again.
I'm going to go with Ospreay. I think they're going to 50-50 book it, even though I don't like it. I'd be happy to see Fletcher win. Match number two, the other semifinal, we have Ricochet versus Kazuchika Okada. I'm going to take Okada in this one.
I'm going to take Ricochet.
Ooh, so you got Fletcher versus Ricochet in the final. Who you got in that?
I'm going to take my light-skinned brother Ricochet. I want Ricochet to win the whole damn thing.
Well, maybe that'll tie in with him being an asset for the Hurt Syndicate.
I did not like how they did my boy Wednesday. Lashley had to grab that man like that's a grown man, Lashley. Just because you a bigger grown man.
They said the offer is revoked.
Get it. You still got that card? Let me get it.
I thought that was hilarious. I kind of like this kind of goofy jackass version of Ricochet. It's something different from what he's been doing in like WWE. And his little laugh. Yeah, so curious to see how they go with that. So I got Okada versus Ospreay. And I got Okada defending it, his Continental Crown. Because, Okada's been kind of just chilling in the background. I think this is his like kind of breakout performance. So I got Okada winning it. A match where I hope this is the end of what they got going on. MJF versus Adam Cole, baby. For the Dynamite Diamond Ring.
I've wanted somebody else to take this fucking ring for MJF for so long. But I don't want Adam Cole to take it. It's a lose-lose to me. If MJF wins, cool, he keeps the Dynamite ring. If Adam Cole wins, cool, he gets it. But I don't like Adam Cole. I'm going to pick MJF.
Yeah, I got MJF as well. This should be a hard-hitting match. For the AEW International Championship, we got Konosuke Takeshita versus our boy Powerhouse Hobbs.
Ooh. Put the belt on Hobbs.
Are you taking Hobbs?
Fuck yeah, I'm taking Hobbs.
As much as I want to take Hobbs, I got Takeshita defending it. It's gonna be a good match.
He's
So
turned against us like that.
hey man, I gotta be objective on this. You know,
You can be objective in every match. There's no black people.
well,
That's how I look at it.
Hey, I don't knock you for that. But...
Back in the day, I used to never pick against the New Day.
Oh yeah,
my blackness would not allow me to pick against the New Day, no matter who they. Even when they went up against the Usos, I always had to pick the New Day.
New Day.
Boy, Kofi Mama was so disappointed with him last night.
Shit, man, I threw it on this morning because I got back a little late last night.
Oh yeah, want to tell us about your outing?
No, I met up with my boy Brandon from law school, and then I was supposed to meet up with my family at the light park, but I'm like, I'm tired, man. And then I went back home and turned on Raw for a little bit, and I passed out. But yeah, nothing salacious. But
EJ, you gotta do better, man. You gotta bring some smut stories to the show.
Those days are long gone. Maybe if you would have caught me like 3 or 4 years ago, but this is the mature version of the boot to the face.
Nobody want to hear that shit. Nobody tuned in here to hear motherfuckers talking about being mature and having decorum and couth. They want to hear some slut stories, EJ.
I'm not gonna promote. I would say some other podcasts that go out there, but we don't give them free promotion where they have smut stories with swinging hosts and stuff like that. But
we don't have to swing, EJ. What you got abs, EJ? You got to use them motherfuckers for evil.
I used to. Like I've been packing on the holiday pounds.
What you drinking?
A tequila concoction.
Yeah, I got whiskey and Coke Zero. I don't even know where we were at. We started talking about smut stories.
How you want to pick against black people? So you got Powerhouse Hobbs winning.
Oh yeah. I can't do it. My blackness won't allow me to pick against Powerhouse Hobbs. Also because I like Powerhouse Hobbs and I want him to fucking win. And AEW does nothing with Takeshita. Like they push him a little bit. They gave him a title this time, but I feel like this dude beat Kenny Omega twice.
And became the alpha.
And then he was off of TV. Like it's like they want to push him, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, he only has a ceiling."
He did the G1 though. I'll give him that. He was doing the G1 when it happened. So I think get high on him. I have high hope. I think he might be a world champion in the next 3 years or so. Yeah, so we'll see. If he disappears in the near future, I'm like, all right, Rucker is right. But I like to let things play out. Like some of these basing dwellers don't give things time to breathe. They're buried. Like let it play out.
Right. Motherfucker loses one time and they get buried in AEW.
Yeah. Well, next up, this should be an interesting one. Rematch from Full Gear. Mercedes Moné, your champion, defending the AEW TBS Championship against Statlander.
If they have Statlander win this, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed off. And I like Chris Statlander, so let's preface that with this. I like Chris Statlander, but if Chris Statlander is the first person to beat Jade and Mercedes, she ain't that fucking good.
So I'm taking it you're taking Mercedes.
My blackness will not allow me to pick Chris Statlander. Only time my blackness will let me pick somebody that's not black is if like Max Caster's wrestling or some shit like that.
Man, you shit all over Max Caster like that.
He's the greatest wrestler alive.
The best wrestler alive. Did we talk about that last week? My memory's so bad about Mercedes going off on Twitter. I think we did.
That was this week.
So we didn't talk about it?
No.
I could have swore we talked about it. Somebody was in the comment section and they're saying how she was a waste or something like that, and she went off
downgraded.
Yeah. I tell you, like, since the fall and the winter, she's been cooking, in my opinion, as far as she's finally, kind of settled in her character. She's been putting on bangers, so I'm with her. And she's making more
Mercedes is
money.
a. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all I got. And she's making more money.
Mercedes is a lightning rod. Um, is that the term they use when
Yeah.
somebody controversial?
Polarizing
Oh,
lightning
she's
rod.
polarizing as hell. You either really like her or you really don't like her. For people that really don't like her, they hang on to everything she says. They wait for her to fuck up, and they say, "See, she ain't that good." And the people that do like her, every little thing she does is halfway decent. They glamorize it, and both sides just piss each other off. When in actuality, if you look at it objectively, she's had really good matches since she's been in AEW. She has a really good character. People don't like it, which is the whole fucking point. That theme song is annoying as shit, which is the whole fucking point because she's a heel. The only thing negative I can say about her is that fucking finishing move. Other than that, she comes out, and a lot of people in the AEW can take note of this. When she comes out in her street clothes, she looks like a goddamn superstar. She puts time into it. She puts thought into it. She puts money into it. She don't come out there like Kenny Omega in his fucking pajamas.
I didn't even notice that about Kenny.
Kenny might come out there in a onesie that he just woke up in. He been gaming all day and realized that he fucking stayed a little too long and the show started. Now, Kenny used to come out in the suits.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to act like Kenny didn't have the juice back in the day because he did. But Mercedes is a star. She's in a smaller company, yes. She left WWE, went to a smaller company. But here's the thing about these people. And when I say these people, I'm talking these fucking basement dwelling neckbeards. They want their favorite wrestlers to love wrestling. They want you to take less money and follow your dreams and put on great matches. They get mad when a motherfucker like Kevin Owens re-signs in WWE because he's never going to be world champion again, but he gets to wrestle with the biggest fucking company. He main events with Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? They get mad about that. But then you have Mercedes, who left WWE, went to a smaller company. Why? Because she wanted to wrestle in Japan and Mexico. Isn't that the fucking neckbeard dream? The only difference is she makes more money now than she did when she was in WWE. So how are you hypocritical fucks actually mad at her? Because she's doing what you want all these other motherfuckers to do.
Well,
I know why.
go ahead.
She's a woman.
Probably.
Don't like women.
That's true. It's a lot of factors, though. It's neckbeard basement dwellers from both sides, though. Like you said, I didn't know it was a controversy behind Kevin Owens re-signing, but that's neckbeards from people that like Japan and AEW, and then on the other side of Mercedes is neckbeard basement dwellers that are WWE side that are shitting on Mercedes. So it's just basement dwellers from all ends.
I mean, it's like whoever told her that comment. You know, that you downgraded. You went for a smaller company. Yeah, technically, she did go to a smaller company where she's performing in front of less people. But she gets to go to Japan. She gets to go to Mexico. She gets to go work all these styles that she's always wanted to. She followed her fucking dream. She banked on herself, Sasha, and made it happen. And instead of y'all being like, fuck yeah, that's dope, which is what you want all these other people to do, you shit on her for it. Like, y'all got to make y'all mind up, man. Y'all got to pick a fucking lane.
Like I said, it's going to be people, whatever decision you make, it's going to be people from the other side chirping. That's just how we are as people in social media. They wouldn't say it to their face. That's what the thing is. Social media you can hide behind
Hell
a
no,
telephone.
say it to her face. See how good that woman looks? Ain't nobody hate on her to her face.
Yeah, but as far as this match goes, I'm with you. Like I feel like this is a knee-jerk reaction. I feel like they didn't even probably had this match planned until they saw how well that first match was, and I think they're trying to maybe recapture it. And I think they might put the belt on Statlander, which I don't want to see. I think Statlander already had a TBS championship. It's supposed to be like a belt to elevate the next person who wins it. I know you're not a Camille fan, but I think it made more sense even if Camille took it off her or have
I'd be less upset with that than Statlander.
Sky Blue, she be whenever she heals up. But I don't think Statlander needs to win it. I got a feeling they might do it, but I'm still picking Mercedes to retain because that just makes the
I
most sense.
honestly, I think Anna Jay should have been the one to take it from her. Maybe not when they wrestled. I think later down the road it should have been Anna Jay. I think when Anna Jay wins, because Anna Jay's improved big time, and I think a program with her and Mercedes would have been really fucking good.
You could still do that. I want to see it happen at a pay-per-view though. So
Yeah,
you could do Anna Jay at Revolution. I think that's the next one. Like
yeah.
I hope they hold off on. I hope Statlander doesn't win it. So
I'd
I
give
don't
it to
know.
Anna Jay. I really would. I'd
Yeah,
let Anna Jay because the person that beats Mercedes for the first time has to be somebody that's on the come up. Statlander beat Jade
yeah.
twice.
She already had the belt. Yeah, she doesn't need to have the TBS champ. Her next prize should be trying to go after the world title, but she's
Yeah.
got to get down the line. I don't know, but I got Mercedes winning this one. But no, that's a good segue into this next match for the AEW World Women's Championship. Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa.
Isn't it like a Tijuana street fight or something like that?
Yeah, Tijuana Street Fight.
I got Mariah.
I don't know, man. This Mariah May title reign, she's putting on fine matches. I don't know. I feel like not having Tony Storm, maybe Tony Storm was a crutch. I feel like ever since Tony Storm left the picture, it's been like ho hum. I feel like she skipped a step. Like I think she should have been in the TBS title reign before she got the world title. She skipped a step. That's like the best way I could put it.
She won the Owen Hart Cup. That was the title.
No, I mean they only wear the belt for 1 week or whatever.
And Britt Baker wore that shit forever. She even had a fucking action figure with it.
I don't
Not
think
Britt
she.
Baker, Adam Cole. Didn't Britt Baker win it too, though?
Yeah, but neither one of them went on TV and was wearing it.
Were they not? I thought they were.
Nah, they weren't. Maybe like the first week, but they weren't like wearing it. Yeah, I got Mariah May as well, and I think they're gonna do her and Tony at Grand Slam. I think Tony.
Australia.
Yeah, I think Tony's gonna win it back there. I think that's February or so. So
Rockstar Tony.
that
Making her
takes.
ROH debut this week on Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, she was backstage, wasn't she?
No, she's wrestling on ROH this week.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. ROH's Instagram said first time ever Tony Storm is wrestling for ROH.
Huh. I'll tune in. I think this is. Oh, I think never mind. I'm thinking the level up. I know some level up is having this last episode. Even though I was like bored this morning, I don't even watch Level Up. I'm like, let me click on that website, and they're like, next week's gonna be our last episode. I'm like, what are the chances I tune in when they're announcing that? So
EJ's the kiss of death.
yeah, that's yeah, Tony Storm RH. I'm gonna tune in there and see who she's facing. But yeah, that brings us to the main event of this card. Four-way match for the AEW World Championship. Your champion, Jon Moxley, defending against versus Screeds, Orange Cassidy, Hangman, Adam Page, and Switchblade Jay White.
I got Moxley.
Yeah. I don't know anybody who would pick anybody else besides Moxley. It just seems like a transitional type of match just to get us to the next thing. But where are they going at with this Moxley storyline?
Omega's wrestling in New Japan.
Yeah.
I think Omega's the guy.
Omega? Huh.
Yeah.
With the Elite by his side?
But you know, as much as I want AEW to do well, and I hope that like one day Tony will wake up and see the shit he's doing wrong. Kenny Omega is an AEW wrestler. He had a life-threatening illness that took him out of the ring. Why in the fuck is his first match back not in AEW? You imagine the pop at the end of World's End, Moxley standing there, and all of a sudden Omega's music hits, and we haven't seen this guy since fucking the Elite took him out.
Yeah.
He comes back. He just comes on stage. He doesn't say a goddamn thing. He just comes out there and points at fucking Moxley with his little bang gun.
That'd be dope.
But you know what we're gonna see? We're gonna see Omega wrestle in Japan first. So when he comes back, it ain't even a fucking shock that he's coming back, because we just watched the motherfucker wrestle. Why? I don't even want to raise my voice about this, because there's no point in getting upset, because Tony Khan does this type of stupid shit all the time. Kenny Omega, I'm sorry, AEW is your main responsibility. You do not need to be loaning out one of the biggest stars in your company's history on his fucking comeback from a life-threatening illness, and he wrestles somewhere else first? What?
Well, it's Kenny Omega's idea, but that's when you're supposed to come in as a boss and say, nah, you're wrestling for me first, and then you go over there.
I don't give a fuck whose idea it is. If I'm Tony Khan, no. Wait a minute. You're wrestling here first. Your first in-ring competition in front of a live audience. Coming back from diverticulitis. We thought you were going to die. And now you're healthy enough to wrestle. It's going to be... Could you imagine Roman Reigns coming back from leukemia and they sent him to fucking Mexico?
Yeah, that'd be all kinds of crazy.
Yeah, dog. Go on down to CMLL and wrestle Commander real quick. And then when you get done with that, you know, we might let you come back and fucking fight Goldberg or some shit.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like
I guess he's trying to play it forward to Kenny, because Japan was his, main stomping ground for so long. But you got to do what's best for your business first.
I want this company to do well so bad, because I like having options in wrestling. I like a lot of the wrestlers that are there. I don't want them to go. When WCW went away, I didn't get to see a lot of my favorite wrestlers for a long time. I want this company to do well. This motherfucker is almost like he's trying to not have it do well. I could be the only person that thinks like this, but there is no fucking way that Kenny Omega should be wrestling anywhere in the world before wrestling in AEW after coming back from a life-threatening illness. There's no way. You've taken the magic away and you gave it to somebody else. You gave it to New Japan. New Japan subscriptions that we're gonna be selling like hotcakes, as the wrestlers used to say.
It's a plethora of other things I could get on Tony Khan. Like I'm with you, but Kenny Omega is not Kenny Omega of 2017. Like if this was like CM Punk, I know a lot of he's polarizing too, and he let him wrestle in Japan before. And I'm like, all right, now you fucking tripping. But yeah, Kenny Omega's a big star, but you should have let him wrestle on AEW first. But it's 2025's Kenny Omega, not the Best Bout Machine 2016.
I disagree, EJ. You're right. He's not 2017 Kenny Omega. He's a Kenny Omega we haven't seen wrestle in a year. Like, this basically is CM Punk in a different way. This is one of the biggest stars this company ever had. One of the biggest grassroots stars. He was a pillar of the company. He's one of the reasons this company started. Damn near died, right? And now he's going to come back and wrestle for Japan. And then he's going to swoop in and come back and save AEW. Save it. I don't even want you to beat Moxley now. You can go back to fighting fucking whoever's running the Bullet Club. Because you wasted it.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know how much of a crossover audience New Japan has nowadays. Like some, but they're not really visible over here like that, especially as they used to be.
But if you're a Kenny Omega fan, which you are if you watch AEW, 9 times out of 10, if you watch AEW, you like Kenny Omega. And you hear, wait, Kenny Omega wrestled in New Japan? Let me go check this out. I ain't seen Kenny Omega wrestle in forever. Wonder what he looks like. I wonder if he's in good shape. I wonder if the diverticulitis is like gonna fuck with him. I wonder if they're gonna play that up in the storyline and somebody's gonna punch him in the stomach, and that's gonna be like the reason he wins or loses. There's a million things going through your head. You're like, I want to see Omega wrestle. Cool. You can go watch it in New Japan. Can't watch it in AEW. No, we got fucking AJ and Big Boom out here. We ain't got room for Kenny Omega.
Yeah, well, it's happening, so it's nothing we can do now.
God, it just I'm not even an Omega guy, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, and then like if he were to debut on AEW first, it might pop a rating for one night maybe. But I'm just saying sustainability. I don't know how much people are tuning in for Kenny Omega after watching him come back. But I might be wrong.
But you're right. You don't know, and that's why he comes back under your umbrella. I don't know, man. It just makes too. I don't know. I'm not a billionaire. Like, there's a reason why I'm not a billionaire, because my dad wasn't a billionaire, I guess. But I don't run my own wrestling company, but I've been watching wrestling a long fucking time. And to me, this makes no sense. I don't know why I just got so worked up about it. It could have been fucking whiskey, but who knew a fucking 10-minute Kenny Omega rant was coming tonight?
Yeah, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Me either. Got me defending Kenny Omega. I think it's because I hung out with Marty in Denver. Marty's a big Kenny Omega guy.
Baby, yeah.
Fucking rubbed off on me. Let's get to some power rankings, EJ.
Power rankings. Getting close to the end of the year. Power rankings.
Speaking of the end of the year, this coming week, we will have voting open for the end of the year Boot to the Face Awards. Some people call them the booties. We have plenty of categories. What we're gonna do is we're gonna nominate 3 wrestlers for every category, and we're gonna put surveys out on social media, and we're gonna let the people that listen or the people that see it on social media, we're gonna let wrestling fans vote, and then next week we'll have our award ceremony where we're gonna present awards to a bunch of wrestlers.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan to me. That time of the year.
My number 5 on the power rankings, EJ, because I believe you started first last week.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he's a semifinalist in the Continental Classic. Beat Will Ospreay this week through nefarious means. King Ricochet.
Oh man, put the king on it.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be the one to join the Hurt Syndicate, or is it gonna be like Powerhouse? I think either one of them would go well.
I think they both should join. They don't fuck around kick Shelton out because he keep losing.
Yeah, but after he lost, they put the beats on Buddy.
How he lose to Danny Garcia?
It's the dance, man, with the fist up.
I think Garcia is gonna lose the belt to Shelton.
That'd be dope. I'm all for it. My number 5. I don't know if still or new. I don't know how you categorize it, but Bianca and Naomi defending the Women's World Tag Team Championships. Number 4, is still your ROH pure champion. At a very, very good match against a surprise Nigel McGuinness. I was surprised because I was avoiding spoilers for ROH. I finally finished it today. I was like, oh, look at Nigel coming back again. Crowd went hot for it. They put on a mat banger, so I'm going to go with Leo Moriarty as my number 4.
You know, I never watched the Pure match before this
You
week.
haven't?
No. I didn't know about all these crazy fucking rules and all that. That shit was dope.
Yeah. 3
They
rope breaks
used
only. Yeah.
Yeah, they use those rules so well, and my number 4 is also Lee Moriarty. That's funny. I honestly thought watching the way Shane Taylor was acting, I thought he was gonna be the surprise person, and he was gonna turn on him. I don't know if you caught the vibe or not. He was way too fucking like, yeah, Lee, you the man, you the man. And when they were standing there, I thought Shane was just gonna clothesline him and be like, I'm your opponent. But
He
I'm glad
usually
he did.
hypes his guys up, though.
Yeah, he does. I'm glad he didn't though. I like Shane Taylor and Shane Taylor Promotions, and I'm glad they have a champion in their crew. I wouldn't be mad at little Shane Taylor Promotions and fucking Hurt Syndicate feud.
That'd be dope.
Get Anthony Ogogo back in there.
Yeah, they already got the infantry with them now. Shane Taylor Promotions.
My number 3, still your NXT champion. Controversial. Trick Williams. Trick Willie.
Hold up. Who do you go against again?
The dude that swindled his way to the championship match.
Oh yeah, the Native American.
Honestly though, I think dude's got a beef because he moved his shoulder up and put it over the top of Trick. It looked like he was pinning Trick. I don't know if he did that on purpose and like went to business for himself, but he definitely like moved his shoulder up and put it over the top of Trick Williams.
Yeah, I don't want to disrespect the guy, Eddie Thorpe.
Yeah.
I forgot about that match. Yeah, that was a good match. The NXT is always so far from when we record. Yeah,
Where was NXT at last week? They were in a different building.
They were in Orlando?
No, this was a different building. It was like rows of people like stacked up.
I don't know. Were they in Philly?
New Haven, Connecticut, maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're traveling. They're gonna be traveling more for TV. So shout out to NXT. That was your number 3?
Yep.
My number 3, I think, was your number 5. I got Ricochet. He beat Will Ospreay on Collision. Really, really, really good match. Crowd was hyped for that. Number 2, I have Darby Allin. He also beat Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay been taking a lot of L's.
How the fuck he get to the semifinals?
I have no clue. I guess he won on Dynamite. We'll see on Wednesday.
Match.
My match of the week.
So fucking good.
Yeah. Who knew Stink's protege could put on a match like that? I guess when you have a dance partner like Will Ospreay, I guess it's easier. But
my dude even used the Scorpion Death Drop. When he hit the Scorpion Death Drop, I was like, it's over.
Man, he's gonna kill himself though. That bump he took on the hardest part of the.
God. It wasn't even that. It was the way he fell off of the fucking ring apron.
Yeah, but that was a banger, man. So Darby Allin, my number 2.
My number 2 still your ROH Women's Television Champion. Stir it up. Red Velvet. She just makes me watch her.
Well, she won by nefarious means against Layla Hirsch, though.
I don't care. Still won. Longest reigning women's ROH TV champion in history.
Even though it hasn't been around that long. I thought you were a fan of the rules.
Why you gotta try to circumcise Red Velvet's fucking greatness?
Man, shout out to Red Velvet.
You know, it was very resourceful of her to pick up a turnbuckle and then to shove a wrench down her pants in the back. So when the referee took the turnbuckle, she retch around, as the old folks used to say. Retch around and grab the wrench and bust Layla Hurst upside the head. Bye now. 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote. I like it. I'm a fan.
I didn't know she was a heel. I thought she was a favorite, a
It's
fan
hard.
favorite.
It's hard to. Yeah, you're right. She doesn't look heelish.
But hey, the more you know.
Number one, your forever ROH Women's main event. Is this the first time the women have main evented ROH Final Battle?
Main minute last year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I was shocked with Jericho versus Cardona. I figured that would have been the main event, but I was shocked to see this in Athena and Billy Starks. And Athena's just fucking good, man. Like, I wasn't a fan of her when she was in WWE. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I wasn't that big a fan of her when she first came to AEW. But this ROH run, she has fucking opened my eyes, and this woman can fucking go. She's entertaining as hell. Great moveset, good look. Like, how she's not on AEW TV right now, I don't fucking know.
I think it's probably her choice at this point.
And that's one of those things again where if it is her, like, nah, I'd rather stay on on ROH. I'm Tony Khan. I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but I'll see you Wednesday.
Not if you're gonna just have her lose into. I don't even want to disrespect any woman, but just her just being there just to be there with no direction.
But you're not. You're gonna fucking push her to the top because she's
Not,
great.
I bet you they wouldn't if they put her on there right now. So I like her having her own thing on the ROH right now, especially if they do go to True TV, have her be the face of it. So I don't know if they would have put her straight to the top if she would have go to the main roster right now. But yeah, that's my number one as well. Athena, like Rucker said, you're forever champion. I thought this would be the moment where, because she faced Billy Starks last year, I thought this was going to be Billy Starks, road to redemption from losing last year. But I guess they have other plans, and I thought, she drop it to Billy, and then she would be on the AEW main roster. But I'm guessing they want her down there at ROH for a little while longer. So I guess she literally will be the forever champion. I don't know who's gonna beat her.
Maybe Tony Storm.
Maybe Billy Starks is young. I think she's like 20, so maybe they're just not trying to, launch her into that position. She was the TV champion for a little bit, so another obstacle to climb. I guess that's good storytelling for the minions in training.
MIT. Did you pick your number one?
Yeah, I said Athena.
Okay. I thought you were still going off mine. I didn't hear that part.
Nah.
Street Clothes Wrestler of the Week. Who you got, EJ?
Man, I thought about this before the show because I couldn't really, because with traveling and doing stuff, like it's been a blur with wrestling, and I was trying to think of street clothes what the wrestlers were wearing, and I think I'm gonna go with Drew McIntyre with the kilt when he came out to open up Raw. Paying tribute to his heritage in Scotland, the black kilt, and Sami Zayn interrupted him so rudely and was popping off at the mouth, and he paid for it later on in the show by taking that L, and then got beat down by the Bloodline. So, what's up with your boy Sami Zayn?
I'm gonna go with Jey Uso.
Yeah.
I don't know why he just looked fucking cool coming out in his little cut off pink shirt and sunglasses and all that. I don't see Jey Uso like dressing up or anything like that. This is probably the dressiest you'll see him. But I don't know. I thought he looked dope. I thought what he was wearing was cool. Little fucking crazy Uso pants he had on. Always got some fresh kicks on. Came out, beat the hell out of Drew McIntyre, then got his ass whooped by the Bloodline. But yeah, I'm gonna go main event Jey Uso.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, I try not to look too much ahead in the future, but I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do with the Usos and Sammy for Mania, and maybe it's a good thing if it's not as predictable.
I mean, Jimmy basically came out last week and cut his own State of the Union address about himself. Like, so I don't think they're putting Usos back together. I felt like that was a Jimmy promo where he was just like, I got to figure shit out on my own. Like, Roman was the longest champion here. Jey Uso was fucking Intercontinental champion. Sammy's doing his thing. Solo even got a crew. Like, what the fuck do I got to do around here?
Give him the speed belt.
Stop. That's fucked up. You basically call him the Spike Dudley of the bloodline.
Oh man, you said it. Nah, he could do a U.S. championship run.
He should be fucking Naomi's heater.
Yeah, that'd be
have Naomi turn heel and win the belt, and have Jimmy fucking cheating, drop kick, super kicking women and shit when the ref ain't looking.
All right, now you just took it a little bit too far.
It's wrestling.
You know, WWE doesn't do that. But yeah, have her be the heater in some capacity. That'd be interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this bloodline story unfolds in 2025.
All right, let's get to these NFL picks, EJ, and get Christmas started.
Yeah, this year. It always is like bittersweet when the year winds down. You're like, man, new year, but like, what the fuck just happened to this past year?
Right.
But yeah, we're going into week 17. Week 17 used to be the last week of the year until the past couple seasons when they added an extra game. So this past week for week 16, I went 12-4, and Chris Rucker went 13-3. So you won last week. Both did well though. Which brings the yearly total to me. I'm 158-82, and Chris is 139-101. Week 17 coming up. They got Christmas games. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm a traditionalist. Like,
I'm an NBA guy on Christmas.
Yeah. NFL, Thanksgiving, and NBA Christmas, and they're kind of stepping on the territory. Like, leagues usually work together when it comes to shit like that, but NFL, like, fuck it, we got to make money. Hopefully this is a one-off. I don't know.
No, it's not.
Are they gonna do it next year?
They've had Christmas games the last couple of years.
That's kind of, yeah. I like I'm used to this being like basically like the kickoff of NBA, really, when things start to finally heat up. But
fucking Karl Anthony Towns, baby, 11 straight double doubles.
He's a double machine. His problem is I see him in the postseason. But yeah, NFL this week, fullest speed of week. It hasn't only happened once. Chiefs at Steelers.
No, Chiefs are gonna win.
Yeah, you don't like the Steelers though.
I hate the fucking Steelers.
I got the Chiefs as well. Ravens at Texans. Lamar Jackson said, "Fuck it. Even if we losing or winning, I'm going out to watch Beyonce."
I don't blame him.
I don't blame you, Queen Bee.
Hell no. If you ain't never seen it before and you got free tickets, I don't care about no damn halftime adjustments. I'm gonna do what I want to do anyway. I'm trying to see the Queen.
Oh man, I got Ravens.
Who are they playing?
Texans.
Yeah, I got the Ravens too. Oh, that Tank Dell injury was gross.
I didn't see it. Like, I saw it when it was going in like full speed. I didn't see it slow down. Was it bad?
Yeah, you couldn't see his bone because he had pants on, but you could see the bone like poking out of his knee. Like, it was, it's bad when they're like, we gotta take this motherfucker to the hospital right now and do surgery. Like, ain't no surgery in 2 weeks when the swelling goes down. Like, we need to go do this shit now. He might lose his leg.
I feel like this is happening way too often. I feel like this is like the third time this season something nasty like that happened. Like, these players are getting stronger and faster. And
yeah, you took the words right in my mouth.
Gee, it's ridiculous. But hey, speedy recovery. Wish that upon them. But Seahawks are traveling to the Windy City to face the Bears. I got Seahawks.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks begrudgingly, but fuck them. I'm off that wagon.
I mean, you picked against them last week and they lost. So
good.
Yeah, I got Seahawks. Chargers at Patriots.
That's the Chargers.
Chargers as well. Broncos at Bengals. Give me Cincinnati.
Give me the Broncos to end the Cincinnati Bengals playoff hopes.
Cardinals at Rams. I got LA.
Rams.
This should be interesting. Do we know what's the status of Jalen Hurts?
He had a concussion.
I know that. Is he not available?
He'll probably play.
Well, then it's our Dallas Cowboys at Philadelphia. If that's the case, then I got the Eagles.
I got the Eagles also, but I just want to say, as shitty as this season has been, the Cowboys are literally 2 plays away from having control of their own destiny to go to the playoffs. If they recover that punt that they blocked against Cincinnati, they kick a field goal and they win. And if Devontae Smith catches a fucking third down pass over the middle against Washington, the Eagles win. And the Cowboys are now 8-7, and Washington is 9-6. And they play each other week 18. And all Dallas would have to do is beat the Eagles and beat Washington. They'd be in the fucking playoff. Is that not stupid? Like, the thing that they are that fucking close to actually going to the playoffs, as awful as this season has been. 2 plays. And then they would have destiny in control with no quarterback. That's crazy to me.
And this is the type of season that, like, I didn't want to have it. Like, why are they starting to win now? Like, if you're gonna lose, then lose. Like, you're like about to be possibly 8-9 or whatever. Like, you don't get to go to the playoffs, and you don't get like a high pick. So it's like
picks this year ain't gonna be like. There are a lot of great college football players coming out this year. Honestly, they'll still get Genty, I think. They'll pick 15, 16, 17. They'll still get him. Which hopefully he's still there and they actually pick him. But I don't know. It was more fun to watch them when they're winning. They got a lot of people back from injury. Obviously the defense switching over sucked at the beginning and now they're playing a lot better. Like, if they would have went to the playoffs, they probably would have been one and done. Maybe they could have won a game, but like, they weren't gonna win the Super Bowl. But still, like, I'm too old to just have a fucking wasted season and where you're just fucking tanking. Like, I'm tired of that shit. Like, at least entertain me week in and week out. And these last few games, even the game against Cincinnati, it was fun to watch. This past game was fun to watch. That fucking Carolina game, I was asleep halfway through that one. But I don't know. I just want to be entertained, and then they need to do their own thing with the draft. Like, I don't get paid to draft; they do. Make good picks, get good free agents. But anyway, I got the Eagles. Just thought I'd say that it's a damn shame the Cowboys are like gonna miss out on the playoffs by a half a game or some shit like that.
Yeah, be like that sometimes. The New York Jets going, I guess, upstate to Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills.
I got the Bills.
Yeah, the Jets suck. I got the Bills as well.
I didn't look into it to see what Aaron Rodgers did to piss off Ryan Clark, but Ryan Clark put his ass on notice.
Oh yeah, I was following it. I watched a couple of YouTube videos. Aaron Rodgers being passive aggressive like he always is. He basically said Ryan Clark's name without saying it. He's like, and you got analysts on there that wear something that are talking and past their glory days and whatnot. And then Ryan Clark lit his ass up.
That man said you got to win every game left this year just to equal what they did without your ass last year. And you still ain't shit.
I hate Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he's well past his expiration date. He was always a cocksucker, but at least he was good. But now that he's not good, it's like, why are we still giving this dude a pass?
He's such a dick. But
just an arrogant fucking cocksucker, this guy.
Yeah, I got them losing. Raiders going to New Orleans to face the Aints. They the Aints again. I got New
Motherfuckers couldn't even
Orleans.
score a point.
That's
I watched them
terrible.
score 50 against Dallas. And they couldn't score a goddamn point the other night. Woo. Green Bay looking dangerous right now.
Yeah, they're still only the third best team in the division, which is crazy.
That's fine. They just got to get to the playoffs.
I got New Orleans for some reason.
Against who?
The Raiders.
Oh yeah, I'll take the Saints too.
Colts going to East Rutherford to face the New York Giants or the New York Dwarfs.
I got the Colts.
Yeah, give me
I watched the
Indianapolis.
Giants in person this past weekend.
Rough.
It was just they do this really good strategy where they drafted Malik Neighbors, who's probably the best wide receiver to come out this year, either him or Harrison, one or two, right? And they have this really good strategy of waiting until they're down like 21 points before they start throwing him the ball.
Yeah, I don't know. Panthers. Oh, excuse me. Panthers at Tampa Bay Bucks. I got
Neither one of us picked the Panthers last week, did we?
Nah, they won. I got the Bucks.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, after losing to Dallas, they need this one because Washington's probably going to beat Atlanta.
Yeah. Titans at the Fighting Cons. The Jaguars terrible. The shit bowl.
I'll take the Titans.
Yeah, I got Tennessee as well.
Denzel Washington's my favorite actor.
Remember the Titans. Miami traveling to Cleveland in the cold to face the Browns.
Miami just come off a big win against San Francisco's trash ass team. I got Miami. They benched Jameis Winston. What the fuck?
Who are they starting instead?
Some sorry motherfucker I've never heard of.
Man, might as well. They're not going anywhere. They might as well keep us entertained. He's going to throw about 2 picks, but he'll throw about 2-3 touchdowns as well.
And have a good quote after the game.
Exactly. This one I'm a little conflicted on. Packers at Vikings. I'm gonna go with the hot hand. I'm gonna go Green Bay because even if they win, it's not gonna pull them ahead of the Vikings. So give me Green Bay.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. Justin Jefferson is fun to watch.
Yeah, I had him on one of my teams, but still lost the league. He's still fun to watch.
The difference that separates Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb from Jamar Chase is they've both done it with multiple quarterbacks.
Yeah, Jamar has Joe Burrow.
Yeah, CeeDee's still putting up numbers, whether it's Dak or Cooper Rush. Fucking as much as people talk shit about Kirk Cousins, he was putting up numbers in Minnesota, and Justin Jefferson went from him to Sam Darnold, who couldn't even make it in fucking New York.
He said as much people talking shit about Kirk Cousins. That was you. You were one of those people.
Oh yeah, I was. Fuck Kirk Cousins. He sucks. This fucking guy. He just stole $90 million from the city of Atlanta. Because they about to cut his ass.
You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. That was Kirk Cousins. Oh man.
That's good.
At Falcons at Commanders, I think we both probably have the Commanders on this one, but I don't want to speak for you. All right,
that's true.
We got Commanders. This would, like, if you put this, like, said about this Monday night game early in the year, it might be a good one. But like you said, the 49ers suck. Lions at 49ers.
Yeah, Lions gonna walk the dog shit out of them.
Are they the 49ers injury riddled as well?
People like to say that they are. They're nowhere near like Dallas is, but Ayuk did get hurt.
C-Mac.
And yeah, and I think Trent Williams might be hurt too. But yeah, they got some big time injuries, but I feel like the 49ers quit. Like, well, literally, they had a motherfucker quit the other night.
I remember, yeah, they were going off on them on all the talking head shows.
But yeah, I mean, Is Kyle Shanahan in danger of getting fired?
I don't know why people he should be, but I don't think he is because he's such like a golden boy for some reason, unwarranted. I mean,
They
it is impressive.
quit.
It is impressive going to the Super Bowl, but he never won them. Who quit?
The players have quit. Like compared to Dallas, like Dallas had all them injuries too, and fucking McCarthy's basically a lame duck coach right now, and the players are out there trying their fucking damnedest to still win games.
I,
And I feel like the 49ers just like after the first quarter, they're like, man, whatever, we ain't got it today.
I don't, I don't think Jerry's gonna get rid of Mike McCarthy, to be honest. And Kyle
I don't
Shanahan.
even. I also don't think he should, but that's a whole nother story.
But no, I mean, I think Shanahan is, not gonna get fired either. But how about like Brock Purdy? Like people were like ready to crown him as the best quarterback. Like I told people to pump the brakes on him. Like he's got a lot of good players around him. I don't think he's that type of tier quarterback. But like,
No, he's in a good system. They had multiple quarterbacks in that system that kicked ass. And he was just another one. And now that you take away some of his weapons and it's him that's got to do the job, he can't do it.
But they say we hating though.
I am. I mean, I am a little bit.
Yeah.
Haven't won the championship since 1994. One of the only teams in the league that haven't won a championship in a longer drought than Dallas.
Yeah, but you wouldn't it doesn't seem like it the way their fans talk though. You think they won it like the Chiefs have been winning it?
They won't get it this year because they eliminated from playoff contention.
Gotta love it, but that's in our NFL picks this week.
Well, EJ, man, Merry Christmas. Have a good time with the family. Safe travels going back home. Thanks for moving up the time a little bit today, and we'll move it up again next week. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas to the listeners. Happy Hanukkah and happy Kwanzaa and happy holidays to everybody.
For EJ Reed, I'm Chris Rucker. This has been Boot to the Face. Merry Christmas. Peace.
Leg drop, boot to the face, we won't fold. Quick to put it, dude.